what we would work on is how various operations are done on strings, list, dictionary, and sets, and tuples as well. So that's what the agenda of today's session is. Let's begin. So here we will launch our Jupyter notebook. Yeah, Python training. So this is what we studied yesterday, a basic overview of strings, lists, tuples, dictionary, and sets. So before we go ahead, like we all know, we all have studied in mathematics, we have studied BODMAS. So BODMAS is brackets of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. But over here in Python, it follows a different set of series. I would say it is PEDMAS. So PEDMAS, P stands for parenthesis, E is for exponent, D is for divide, M is for multiply, A is for addition, S is for subtraction. This is a general thing that any programming language, especially Python, follows. Whenever we are solving a particular mathematical expression or something, anything, be it a mathematical operation or something, it first solves the parenthesis, then it calculates the exponential value, then it divides the any expression that is present, then multiplication happens, then addition, and then subtraction. This is the basics when we work on Python. So this was just a brief that I wanted to explain to you guys. Nothing which is related to today's session, but this is something that you should be knowing how things work out and how we go about things. Now strings. So strings, as we know, strings are basically text form. So let's go with strings. Now in strings, we have, let's say, I'll take an example. Let's say x is equal to, or anything, let's say string is equal to, so we are having a Python session. Now when I print s, it will give me this result. Let's say I need to find out the length of the string. So there is a function, there is a variable, there is a syntax already defined in Python, which is len. So how to calculate the length of a string. So length means how many characters are there in a particular string, how many alphabets, how many characters are present in a particular string. So for that, what we do is we calculate print length of string s. That's it. So over here, a thing that you need to remember, you need to understand is that the length in a string includes the white spaces as well. The blanks also, those are counted in the length of a string. I'll give you a small example. Let's say it's oven set. So 4 letters in oven, 4 letters in set, it counts out to be 8, but it will give me 9 as the result. Print length of x. So it will give me 9 as a result because it is counting this blank space as well. So always remember, all the white spaces, all the blank spaces in a particular string are counted as a character. You can't skip a blank space or any vacant space, any blank, any space, any dash over there. It is always counted when you are calculating the length of a string. Now, so let's take this example only. Let's take my name only as an example. So now, how to access a character in a string. So a basic thumb rule for this thing is when I say oven set, so this is 0, 0th element, 0th count, 0th index, whatever you want to learn it, whatever you want to remember, anyway, it is good enough. Sec 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is how every element is denoted by a particular index, and that's how, by using this indexing, we can access every element in a string. So um, let's say I'm taking the same example, this example only. Also remember one thing, so when you are working in a Jupyter notebook, once you have executed this thing, this will remain the same in any cell. The value of x, so I have done over there, the value of x will remain same everywhere wherever you are writing a particular string, unless until you change that value. If I change it to x is equal to Rushmita, then the value of x will change. Otherwise, now from here onwards, if I print x, it will give me Rushmita only. It won't take it oven set. So I'm changing it back. Now, what we were discussing is how to access a character in a string. So how to do that? I have explained this yesterday as well, given a little brief on it. So let's say I want to access the first element. First element is A, but the index for first element is 0. So I get A. Let's say I want to access, let's say, fifth element. What would be the fifth element? It would be a blank space over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is S. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth element is S. If I say print x4, it will give me a blank space because the fourth element is a blank space over here. There is nothing over here. This is my fourth element. So that's how we access elements in a string. Now, what if it's not the same? We can go in one order. We can read the string from in a reverse order as well. How that is done? I'll take this example over here. So in reverse order, how this works out is, this starts with -1, -2. So h is -1, t is -2, e is -3, and so on. That's how we go in reverse order. Let's say I need to print the last element of the string. It will give me h. So oven set, the last element is h. The second last element, if I say, it is t. Understand? So when I am reading from reverse, the entire number becomes from -1, -2, -3, -4. This will be -5. Let's say -5. It will give me a blank space. Let's say -6. It will give me n. So that's how reverse indexing. All what we are doing over here is called indexing. Reading a character in the string. This process is called indexing. Now, how this thing is useful? How, okay, this is a process that we follow in strings, but you might be wondering that where this thing would be used. Why do I need to access a character in a string? So at times what happens is, let's say I have this string. I'll copy it again. I'll work it out again with you. Let's say I have this string. Now somebody comes and says that this is a string, you have to create a new word or a new element starting with session. So I have to extract the word session from here, then add it to another string. You understand? So how I will do that? I will pick it up as, so this
we use splicing concept.
Sorry?
We use splicing.
Yeah, that is what we are doing. I'm explaining that thing only. Thank you. So yes, we use slicing. So let's say this is, I need to pick up session only. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. So -1 to -8. Sorry, why it is not working? Uh, let's say -1 is n.
To -7.
No,
You
no,
just told the 7.
no, 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 no. It's something different. So it's like -1 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have to pick up 7 elements from here. Let's say I take it in a direct way. 0, 1, 1 to 7. Why it is not working in a reverse order? Just a minute. So what we do is, let's say, I'll tell you how it is done in a reverse
Put the
manner.
maximum value.
Yeah,
Sir, you put the maximum value, whatever it is, 7, right?
yeah.
To place the 7 first and go with the column and the
No.
least and the step size -1.
Tell me, what should I write?
7 colon,
Okay.
the maximum, and -1.
I'm trying to read it from reverse, not from the beginning. So I want to read it from back end, from behind. That's what I'm trying to do. I understand. This will take it from the very beginning, from the seventh element, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It will pick it from H and take it to end, which is -1, less than 1. So every time what we do is, so when we are doing slicing, slicing takes it as this way: start point, comma, end point, and the result that we get is start index and end index -1. That's the result that we get. That's why it is not showing n over here. But I'm trying to read the string from reverse. So let's say I start reading it from -1 to -3. -1 to, let's say, 0. Okay, reverse. Start of the string to the end position. So that's what it happens. The thing is, what we need to do is, it takes it from the very beginning, so starting to end with a step. So let's say I need to just pick up first V and R. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I pick it as 0 to, or let's say I don't put anything. If I don't put anything, it takes it as a 0 index. And let's say I want to take it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sixth element tak. I need it V and R. I need to extract, I need to slice this string into a smaller substring which has just V and ARE in it. So what I'll do is I'll count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll take it over here. Oh, sorry. I'll take it till 6, because it will give me till 5. Every time when I do is, it's end -1. Understand my point? So if I'm not putting anything over here, it means 0. Or I can do it this way as well: 0, 6. It will give me the same result. What it does is, it picks up as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It counts one less and gives me the result. So what it is actually reading is S starting from 0 and goes till end minus 1. This is the basic thumb rule when you are doing slicing. When you are doing any kind of slicing in Python, it starts with 0, it starts with the starting element and the end minus 1. It gives me the result from end minus 1. Let's say I want to pick it till having. So this is 6, 7, sorry, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need till 12, so I'll take 13th element. So it gives me we are having. So it gives me one less from the end index point. That's how slicing is done in Python. I'll tell you reverse slicing as well.
A question.
Yeah, tell me.
So, when when you started telling about counting the string, you started from W and you started from 0, 1, 2, 3. So when you wrote a statement here, starting from 0 and goes till minus 1. So when you start accounting from 0, you only counting in a positive. So why are you writing minus 1 at the end then?
Where I'm writing minus 1? Over here?
No. Here, like starting from 0 and goes till n minus 1. So we can continuously count till the positive end, right? Like when we start counting,
you can take it either
W
way.
as 0.
You can take it either way. It's for the ease. See, it's difficult to count every element from here. Let's say I want to take it till this part only. Let's say I just want till Python. We are having a Python, let's say. So it is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7. It is easier to count over here. You understand? It is easier to count from reverse rather than you'll have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I'll have to put it like this to get the same result. So it's for ease of counting that you can count from reverse and remove only those elements that you don't want.
Yeah, copy.
So it's a reverse counting. Indexing is of two types. One is forward indexing, another is reverse indexing. So forward indexing is something where you count from starting. Here you count from end. That's the only difference. So this is the difference between reverse indexing and forward indexing. Let's take it again. This is something that you need to understand. Let's take it again. Just forget everything. Let's say I have this string. So this is the string that I have. We are having a Python session. Now I want to access the first element in the string. What I'll do is, this is the first element. I want to access the last element in the string. I'll do this one. So n is the last element in the string. What if I want to just, so this is called reverse indexing. This is forward indexing. This is reverse indexing. Now if I want to slicing is something when you are just like, it's like slicing a cake. You are taking a pie from it, a bit from it, a slice from it. So let's say I want to just slice these two elements from the string. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 elements. If I do S0:6, I won't get ARE, I would get AR. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I take 5, I'll get this much only because we are starting with 0. This is the 0th element. This is the 5th element. But I want ARE, so I go one step ahead. The thumb rule is, it gives me first index and end minus 1. This is the final result that I get from a string slicing. This is the final result that I get every time the end point is end minus 1. If I put 5 over here, I won't get RE. I would get only AR. If I put 6 over here, I'll get the complete one because it is giving me till the fifth element. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it clear? Is it
Yes.
completely clear? Because we would be using this a lot. Is it clear? It is completely clear. Do you want me to explain it again?
Yes.
Others? Harshita, Rushmita, Uday, Ganesh.
It's clear, sir. It's clear, sir.
Okay. Always remember this rule. This is the only rule that you need to remember, which is in line number 48. The first index, or you can say it as the start index, and end minus 1. It always takes 1 less than the end point. If I am another thing, let's say I want to take it in a reverse order rather than counting it from the very beginning. Let's say I am counting it from the end because it becomes easier. If a string is bigger, rather than counting till the 20th or the 30th element, you can count it from back. So, how that works out, it's like I start from 0. I need not to give 0 as well. If I want to take it from 0, it can be good to put 0 as well, or you can leave it blank. If it is blank, it takes it as the 0th index, which is the starting index. Let's say I want to go till S. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7. This is minus 8. So I want till Python only. So I go till minus 8. So we are having a Python session. We are having a Python. So that's why this is how the reverse counting works out. No matter, I can do the same way as well. If it is confusing, you can use 0 as well, not a problem at all. At times in coding, for fastness, you might see certain codes where the first element is missing. That means 0 from the very beginning. Now, if somebody says that, okay, Avan, this is a string that you have, print the string in reverse. I want the entire string to be printed in reverse. So the shortcut to doing that is colon minus 1. The entire string would be printed in reverse. It will start from NOIISSE. This is how it printed. So let's say I'll take a small example. X is equal to oven. So when I'm printing this in reverse, I'll do this thing. Sorry. So what I'll do is colon minus 1. This will print the entire string in reverse. So this is how we print the string in reverse. How do we calculate the length of the string? I have already explained. We do the simple thing, x length of that string, the variable in which I have put in. Now let's say I did this slicing. Look at this slicing in line number 52. So when I did this slicing, my string has not changed. See, my string is the same. Let's say I have sliced this out, but in order not to lose this thing, not to lose this value, I'll put it in a variable. Let's say y is equal to this thing. Now when I'll print y, so y will have session having Python. Now let's say I print y. It gives me y has Python. So s variable has we have a Python session. Y variable has we are having Python. That's why I have sliced a part of a string and stored it in a variable. I have stored it in a variable using an arithmetic operator by assigning it a value. If I say 2 plus 4 is equal to 6, so I am assigning a value to a variable. Let's say x is equal to 2 plus 4. So when I'll print x, it will give me 6. The same way, I am putting a string, a slice of a string in a variable so that I can use this y later on when it is required. Otherwise, if I am not storing this variable, this value, this sliced string anywhere, it will be lost. I can't access it. I can't save it because it's not saved somewhere. So this is how we assign a variable a particular value in Python. Sorry. So we are done with slicing, we are done with reverse indexing, we are done with forward indexing. We know how to slice, how to count and reverse, how to calculate the length of a string. These are some important string operations that you would be using day in and day out. Now, there's some other operations as well. Let's say I'm taking this string again, x is equal to oven. I want to convert all the characters into uppercase. So what I'll do is upper x. So x dot upper. So that's how I can again save this into another variable. Let's say z is equal to x dot upper. When I'll print z, it will give me all in capital letters. Similarly, I can do x dot lower. All the characters will come in a lower case, which is oven. Let's say now this is something, let's say t. I put it as t. So print t, it gives me all the characters in lowercase. Let's say I want a title case. What is title case? Title case means only first character is capital and let's all are small. So when I do t dot title, it will give me only the first character as capital and the remaining would be small. So this is how uppercase, lowercase and title case work out. Now there are other things also. If said, let's say my string has white spaces in it, oven, set and all these, there are blanks over there. This is not a correct way. Somehow somebody has entered a value in a wrong fashion or something. I need to correct it. So what I can do is x dot strip. It will remove all the white spaces. White spaces, by white spaces I mean blanks which are before and after the string, not this one. Don't consider this as a part of white space. It's a blank, it's a space, it's not a white space. White spaces are something which is beyond the string, beyond the length of the string. If I just want to trim the left side, I can do x dot l strip. When I do L strip, my left part of the string would be trimmed. All the white spaces in the left part of the string will be removed. Let's say I want to remove the right part of the spaces. So I'll do R strip. So the right part of the spaces are removed, the left part is remaining the same. If I want to remove everything, I'll use S strip, just x dot strip. Left means left strip, it will remove the white spaces from left. R strip means right side, so right strip, all the white spaces from the right side of the string would be removed. For your understanding, this is left strip, left strip, this is right strip, this is stripping the white spaces all together. Okay, so this is another string function where you can remove the white spaces. This is used in data cleaning. At times your data has lot of blanks, lot of spaces. People at times they add some spaces while typing. We also make that mistake. So to correct that thing, this stripping is very useful and very handy. Now, another thing that we are going to do is split. Like we slice the string, let's say I want to split my string into two parts, into two separate strings. So again, let's say x is equal to, not let's say, we have x is this. So I want to split it, x dot split, on the basis of what element, what delimiter, on the basis of space. Again, listen to this thing with very open mind. Don't get confused at all. Now, if you see over here, when I ran this thing x dot split, it has split my string into two halves. One is oven, one is set. But can you tell me what this output is? What data type this output is of? Any one of you?
List.
Sorry? Sorry, can you come again?
List.
Correct. So, whenever a string is split, we get a list out of it. Always remember, if somebody asks you in an interview, I have a string, I want to convert it into a list, what would you do? You'll split it on the basis of delimiters that it has. Now, what is a delimiter? Delimiters are all these special characters like hyphen, comma, you have a semicolon, you have a divide sign, you have a percentage sign, you have an ampersand, you have a asterisk, you have some brackets over here. All these are any characters which are not the part of a string, which are miscellaneous characters, I would say, which are not the part of a grammar, or sorry, which are not alphabets. All these things, even a white space, a blank space, this is a space, all these are delimiters. All these are delimiters. Let's say I have a string x is equal to oven set. Fine, let me split it on the basis of hyphen. So x dot split, what I'll do is I'll put a hyphen over here. So wherever there is hyphen, it will split over there. Let's say I have like this, oven hyphen av dot hyphen dot in dot seth. Let's say I have hyphen over here as well. If I'll split it, it will give me 1 2 3 4 elements, av in seth. Wherever there is a delimiter, it will cut the string over there and keep it as a separate part, as a separate element, and put it in a list. Now, let's say I want
So we can also mention the range of delimiter, right, sir?
we can also mention,
Delimiter range.
yeah, we can mention that also, but I'll get back to that thing on a later stage. That is a very later concept. I'll explain that also. Good point that you have put that into my notice.
And also space comes under delimiter, right?
What comes under delimiter?
Space.
Yeah, space is a delimiter. Anything besides the alphabets, any damn thing, a plus sign, minus sign, multiplication, addition, subtraction, exclamation mark, hashtag, at the rate symbol, dollar sign, percentage, caret symbol, ampersand, everything which are besides the alphabets is a delimiter. We have 26
Even
English
character is a delimiter, right, sir?
What?
Even a character
Character.
in a string.
I can split it on, let's say, E. If I'll split it on E, it will remove this thing. So that is not, I would call a delimiter. That is on the basis of any alphabet I can split it. I can split the string on any basis, anything. So see what they did over here. It picked up this as one string, it left E and picked this as another string and put it over here in a list. So splitting is something you can do on anything that you want to split. I just explicitly mentioned that what delimiters are, because at times some people say that split it on delimiters. You should know what delimiters are. E is not a delimiter. E is an alphabet. E is a character. Like Uday or Ganesh mentioned, that we can split it on a character also. We can split it on any damn thing. Anything that is available in a string, we can split the string on anything that we want to. Any character, any alphabet, any symbol, any delimiter. We can split it on anything. The only thing to remember is that it gives you a list as an output. Now, let's say I put it as y is equal to this thing. When I print y, so I can check the data type. How to check the data type? Type is a keyword, or type is a keyword that is available in Python that helps you check the data type. Now, I want to check the data type of X. So, type of X, it gives me string. str is string. List is list. That's how we can check the data types as well. So what we have covered as of now is when I split a string, we get a list. That's a major concept that you need to remember. Besides slicing, splitting, upper, lower, title case, etc., everything. This is very much important. You can be tricked on this thing a number of times. You can be questioned on this thing a number of times in a ongoing interview. You have to be very much clear about this thought. If somebody says convert a string to a list, yes, you can do that way also. You can put it into this thing. If I do this, I'll get a list. But what it does is, so again, an important thing you should remember, when I say x is equal to, let's say x is equal to oven. Let's say x is equal to oven set. When I'll convert, this is typecasting, what we studied yesterday. This is typecasting, how we change the data type of an element of a variable into another type. When I'm doing this, it will pick up every element of the string and convert it into a list. Every separate element would be put into a list. But when I'm splitting it, when I'm doing, let's say, L is equal to x dot split on the basis of space, and I print L, this will put the string in two parts on the basis of space and put it in a list. If I'm directly converting a string into a list, it will pick every element, every alphabet, every character in a string and put it in a list separately. So remember this point clearly, very much clearly. Put a asterisk mark over it if you are taking notes. If you make notes for yourself, keep this thing in your mind. Splitting a string gives me a list. Converting a string into a list by typecasting puts every character in a string in a list separately. It picks up every element in the string and puts it in a list. Every character, every alphabet is picked up and put it into a list if I typecast a string. If I split a string, it will split it and put those separate sliced strings into a list. But at the end, it will give me a list. Just keep a note of it. Always remember this thing. By heart it. Remember whatever you want to do, write it, note it down, record it. Always remember this thing. Now, let's say I have another function which is count function. What does count do in a string? Let's say I have a string. Let's say oven. I put two. Let's say this is the thing. I want to count the characters in a string. What I can do is x dot count. Let's say I want to have occurrences, the count of occurrences of a particular alphabet. So when I put count, counting a particular alphabet, it gives me the count of that alphabet in the string. Let's take a bigger one. Yeah, let's say we are taking this one. Let's say s is equal to this thing. So I need to take a count of e in this. I won't go by counting every element. Let's say you have a entire page, entire set of alphabets over here, entire paragraph. You need to count how many e's are there. It's simple. S dot count, I need to count E. It will give me 3. So 1, 2 and 3. It should give me 4. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 E's over here. 1, 2 and 3. Let's say I need to take a count of A. S dot count of A. It gives me 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's how, let's say we need to, again everything is 3 only over here. Fine. Let me put another S over here. Let's say S dot count of S. Again 3. S. What is happening? A second. 1, 2. Okay, I have to run this. I have to check this out this way because I am making a change. I'm not running it, so that's why I didn't pick it up. Whatever change I make, I have to run it first, and then this would pick up that okay, the string has been revised. I have to pick up a new string. So the count of S is 3 or 4 over here, and this is fifth one. This is how count works in a string. Now let's say, what else do we have in a string? Okay, now join. Yeah, I'll get back to you.
Replace.
Yeah.
Fine.
You guys have started Python, right? Yesterday I asked and no, people were like, no, we are studying Python. Okay, it's Ganesh, right? Ganesh, you know Python, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you were not there yesterday. So that's why I asked yesterday that are you guys studying Python for the very first time? So you were not there. So it's okay. Great. So you help me out in certain things, Ganesh. It would be good for me as well. Let's say I have
Yes.
these things. A, B is equal to, let's say, analysis. C is equal to pandas. Now what I need to do is, let's say I print all these A, comma B, comma C. So it prints data analysis pandas. What if I want to print data analysis using pandas? So what I'll do is print A, comma B, comma using, comma C. It says data analysis using pandas. Another way, another keyword that we use is format. So how does format work? Let's say we do print. I'm taking the 0th element, 0, comma, no, I take 0, comma 1, I say, comma using 0, 1, using 2, comma format as A, comma B, comma C. So I have to put it in brackets. So it's not working. Oh, sorry.
So
Format is a
we
keyword.
need to use
Yeah.
concatenation.
No.
You want to join?
No. So, what I'm doing over here is, this is a format keyword. So what it does is, format is something, it tells us in which order the values need to be picked. Let's say I just define 0, 1 using 2. 0 is A, 1 is B, and 2 is C. That's what I have defined. So it picks up 1, 0, it picks up A, 0 as data. B is 1, it picks up analysis. 2 is C, it picks up pandas, and there is a using over here. That's how we can use format keyword. But an easier way to do this thing is, you can forget this thing completely. Need not to worry about this thing. We use f string. What is f string? So print f, we say a b using c. This makes sense? It's clear, it's quite understandable. There is no rocket science over here. I'm not writing something different. It will pick values directly from there and will give me the result. It will pick values of A, B and C and give me the result. F string is something, why I am telling you this thing, because at times you need to frame a sentence. Let's say x is, what is x here? X is oven set. So let's say I want to print f, so I'll put oven set is teaching us Python. I close it. So I can use this f string as just a keyword, f and then a string. That's why it is called f string. So this is how you can print a sentence in a beautiful manner, rather than saying that adding something, concatenating something and making things complex for yourself. You can directly use an f string, frame a sentence easily and create a value. Let's say I had this thing oven set. So maybe I wanted to tell you something, I just skipped it. I'll let you know once it comes in my mind. I'll let you know. Now let's say I need to there's something called just. One is right just, one is left just. So adding numbers to the right or left of a given string, we can use right just or left just. How that works, even I have not used that in a long time. Let me just check it out. So x dot l just, this is left just. I'm adding, let's say 10. I don't know how this will work. So I need the length to be of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the length that I want, and I want zeros trailing. Trailing zeros. Trailing means after. Leading means in the beginning. Something that is leading you will be in the beginning. Something that is trailing would be end of the line. So if I want to add, let's say 2 over here, so the length would be 10, the entire string length would be 10, and it will add 2's to the trailing part, the left side, the right side, left just. It is adjusting the string to the total length of 10 and adding a trailing value of 2 over it. Trail, left just is trailing value. L just is trailing numbers, adding values to the end of string. Anything in, don't confuse that this is a number. I have put it in quotes so it gets converted into a string. It is a string. Let's say I'll take another thing. Let's say it is oven set. So x dot l just, I put, this is 8, so I'll take 10 and I'll add a to it. So this will add a to it and keep the size to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's how you can put it. There is another thing called right just. So x dot r just, I'll take the same example of oven and I'll put a to it. It will add a in the beginning, leading. R just is leading the string with values, trailing the string, like adding values to the end of the string, like adding values to beginning of the string. Understand? These are something not used, but at times someone can ask you, someone can question you, what is this, what is that. So that's how things work. Now let's say I have x is equal to oven, I have y is equal to fate. So x plus y, will this work? Yes, it works. This is called concatenation. I can add a space over here. It will give me the result like this. So again z is equal to, I can do this way, print z. It will give me the result. I can do addition, subtraction, etc. in the string, not subtraction. I can add a value to a string. So plus is a teacher. So that's how. That's how you join, concatenate, add, or do certain things in a string. Now, Ganesh, can you help me out with replace? How can I replace a character in a string? So that's how we replace it. Let's say there is a spelling mistake. Let's say
Older one.
it is a
Old string and new string.
Yeah. So let's say I want to replace oven with oven. So it will replace that part. I just want to replace I in oven with nothing. It will remove that thing. So that's how replace works. Fine. That's how we play around with strings. There are certain other aspects also with string. As and when they will come, I'll keep on explaining you. We took the entire hour. It took the entire hour in explaining string operations only, but it was quite anything that I have left out, Ganesh? Anything that I'm missing in string operations? If you can
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Swap case, capitalize.
Capitalize I have already mentioned, na, uppercase.
We use title, sir.
Find operation.
Find, okay. I'll get back to find as well. So कहाँ गया वो? हाँ, title, okay. It's the same thing. So let's say, let me see what T is over here. Okay, T is oven. Let's say T dot capitalize with a Z. क्या स्पेलिंग है भाई इसका?
Spelling mistake.
Capitalize with a Z. Yeah. So title and capitalize, the difference between title and capitalize is, I'll explain you. This is also important. Let's say I have T is equal to oven set. If I'll capitalize this, it will just put only the first alphabet of the string as capital. Only the first element of the string will be turned to capital or the uppercase. But if I'm doing title, T dot,
The first letter of every string.
yes. So let's say T dot title. So the first letter of every string, every element in the string, every character in the string, मतलब एक set of alphabets, उसका जो first letter है, that first letter will turn to capital, the uppercase. That is what title is. So who mentioned find?
Me, sir, Harshita.
Oh, Harshita. You've studied Python?
A little, sir.
Oh, nice. So let's say I want to find the index of any element over here. Let's say I want to find the index of s. S minus 1. Yeah, 5. Small s, what was small s then? There is no small s over here, right? Let's say t. 7th. I don't know why it is giving minus 1. I'll get back to you. So let's say v. This is the first element, 0, 1. Everything it will pick up with the 0 index. A is the 0th index over here. So that's how find works out. Anything else, guys? We still have 3 minutes. Let me know certain
Swap
things.
case.
What case?
Swap case.
Sorry, can you spell it out?
Swaps.
Swap case.
Swap.
Swap case.
Okay.
Conversion of uppercase into lowercase is into uppercase.
Okay. How to do that? How to do that?
String name dot function name, sir. So let's say use t dot swap case of.
T dot swap, na? It's not working. String object has no attribute as swap.
Swap case.
Oh,
we
swap.
need to mention case.
Okay. Good, great. So that changes the case. But these are something, it's fun to play around with things, but I don't think so swap case would be used anywhere. You don't want to change a proper flow of the a string into a different cases. So a lowercase changes to uppercase changes to lowercase. Anything else, guys?
Yes.
Anything fun that you want to discuss now? Anything fun that you remember in Python? In strings? Come on, remember. Harshita, Ganesh, anything else?
I think we completed almost. Sir, I just want to know the difference between index and the find. Basically, as per my knowledge, what I know is find whenever there is like error, it throws -1. Index doesn't throw, but can you please show it practically, sir?
So that's what happened, na? So if I say s, it will give me, it's not present. This small s is not present, it gives an error. But if anything see, this is why this is happening. This is happening because Python is case sensitive language. It is a case sensitive language. What does case sensitive means? Case sensitive means if the call gets disconnected, connect again. So okay, we are still connected. So what does case sensitive mean? Case sensitive means that if I'm trying to search small a in the string, it's not present. It will throw an error and give me -1.
And also, let's try to get a letter which is not even in
Right now. That even if we put another element over here which is not the part of a string. So let's say I put O over here, it will give me an error. It gives me -1. So like Ganesh, what you mentioned, what's the difference between an index and a find? No, there is no difference. If you talk about index, it will only give the index of the elements that are present in a string. If you are finding an element, if that element is not present in the string, if that alphabet is not present in the string, it will give you -1. Let's say I am finding a blank space over here. It will give me index of that blank space. 1, 2, 0, 1,
So please
2,
turn
3,
on your
and 4.
screen sharing.
Oh, fine. So let's say like I'm searching for O over here. What is happening? Oh, it will give me -1. It is not over here. If I search for a blank space also, it will give me 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 because it is part of the string. So it is giving me the index only. I am finding the index using find. There are other ways also to find index. I'll get back to you on that front. There's something very interesting, very useful rather, Python documentation. For anything, any damn question on this earth related to Python, let's say I want to find out string operations in Python. I'll search just with a keyword documentation. So documentation on string Python, So this is one. When you see this symbol over here, when you see this symbol, this is a Python symbol. This is the documentation. Everything. See, these things we haven't tried out. SKY lowercase or SKY letters and everything, because these are not used. But if something comes up and you want to find out, you want to use these things, you can just go through this documentation and check it out. You can play around with these things. Go ahead, go through this documentation, come up with your questions if you don't understand anything. This is something related to strings. I would like you to explore more, study more, because what I have or what Ganesh, me, Harshita were mentioning in this session was something that we have used practically. We don't use, see, we discussed what format is. I have not used v format ever in my career. I have not used parse over here. I don't know what get field is, or I have used get value. So these things are something new. You can just play around. What is the syntax for format? How does format work out? So everything is given over here with examples. Trust me, everything is given here with examples. These are examples. Everything in yellow over here is example. So Python documentation is your key to learn Python. Don't remember anything, don't mug up anything. Everything is available over here. Even the interviewers also ask you, you can frankly ask an interviewer, I don't remember this thing, let me refer the Python documentation. They give you time. You can refer to any Python documentation while the interview as well. So need not to remember anything, need not to learn anything. You'll start learning, start remembering things once you are working, once you're using things. Why I remember all these things? This is because I've been using these things in and out on daily basis. But at initially I also didn't remember all these things. But certain basic things like how to reverse a string, how to when you split a string, what is the data type that you get? These things you should remember. These things won't be available in a documentation. So keep